So another incredible performance by Joel Embiid leads the Sixers over the Milwaukee Bucks. We'll talk about the game. Also, we'll give an injury update on Tyrese Maxey and his status. And lastly, we'll break down the chaos that ensued post-game with Giannis and a few individuals. Let's go.
Perfect.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into Philly Take with RB. You know the drill by now. Hit the like button, subscribe to the show. Be sure to hit the bell so you don't miss any of the content. The Sixers get a W over the Milwaukee Bucks, 110-102. Sixers have now won 3 straight. They're above 500, 8-7, and they're 3-0 on this home stretch, which is very important. And I got to be honest, this is probably one of the most fun games I've had this year. And it's not for the reasons you would think. You know, this was a sloppy game. This was a very weird feeling type of game. You know, both teams having guys out. I think the Bucks had, 2-3 starters out and a couple other pieces. The Sixers had, obviously, James Harden out. Tobias is out before the game. Tyrese Maxey goes down after playing an inspired first half, and they don't have him the rest of the game. But the Sixers showed grit. They played inspired basketball and fought. They fought and they found a way to win the game, which was truly incredible to see. And there was just a lot of energy going on. It was a lot of back and forth. And once again, the stellar Joel Embiid, I mean, he's found it. He's found it, and he comes through once again to lead the Sixers over the Milwaukee Bucks. This is definitely one we'll remember for a long time, not even because of what happened in the game, but after the game as well. We will talk later on about the whole Giannis situation and everything that happened. But we're not going to start with that. I want to start, and I want to preface this video by saying this was one of the biggest wins of the year. Why? Because the Sixers, again, played inspired basketball. They were down. They were also shorthanded. I get the Bucks were too. But the Sixers finally woke up, and they locked in against a good team. The Bucks had guys out. They're still a good team. And the Sixers fought on their home floor, and they let the crowd get into it, and they did not give up. So shout out to Joel Embiid first and foremost. As we said, just another massive performance, 32, 11, 8, and 3. And Joel Embiid is just absolutely unbelievable. He has now scored 133 points in his last 3 games. Here are the stats over the last 5 games. You could take a look for yourself. I mean, 33 points, 26 and 13, 42 and 10, 59, 11, 8, 7, 32, 11, 8, 3. I mean, it is unreal what this man is doing. He came out to start the season. He was, shaky and he wasn't in shape and all this stuff. And we said this usually happens with Joel, but it just seemed a little bit different. And, there's a lot of expectations, a lot of pressure on this team this year. So it wasn't a good look. But Harden goes down and Embiid fights back, and he is now leading. He is galvanizing the troops. Another performance like this and another performance last night, it just helps, push this team in the right direction. This is a type of win, and these last couple games are types of wins that can put you on the right track as a team. It was amazing to see. And I'm just happy for Joel. I'm happy for Joel. And when he gets in that mode, he can't be stopped. It's interesting because he started out the game and he was very hot. He blocks Giannis at the rim twice, and, he's putting up shots that are going toe to toe. And then he kind of got cold. At one point he was 4 for 11, 4 for 13, and Maxey kind of took the reins. But when Maxey goes down in the second quarter, right before halftime, and he's just going off, somebody else has to step up. And obviously we needed sparks from other areas. How about George Niang, who, it feels like he always goes off against the Bucks. It's like George Niang's favorite team to play against is the Bucks. He had that big game last year, and he comes out, and I tweeted it during the game. We needed a spark off the bench. Niang steps up for 17 points. But we know there's no doubt that Joel Embiid led this team again in the fourth quarter, especially. I said right before the third quarter ended, Joel Embiid needed a rest. And I give Doc Rivers credit because he took him out for 4 to 5 minutes. He gave him that sufficient rest and instead of letting him play the last 15 minutes of the game again. And Joel comes back with 10:30 to go. And everybody in the building knew every possession was going through Joel Embiid, similar to the Jazz game. And he just got better and better. He was muscling through Brook Lopez. He was muscling through Giannis. They knew where the ball was going every time. And I give credit to guys like Melton and even Shake Milton, who had 15 off the bench. They stepped up big in the second half, and we definitely needed it. But Joel Embiid literally led this team again single-handedly. He showed the MVP characteristics, and he's just a leader, man. He was muscling through, getting to the basket, and he couldn't be stopped. He could not be stopped again. The numbers are absolutely insane. Here's my favorite play as well from this game for Joel Embiid. Shout out to Jacob Moreno, who also, hosts the Sixers Country page. He does a great job, but he posts this play, and this was my favorite play. Not even a scoring play, but look how Joel Embiid, he's not even just scoring at will. He's doing everything. He sets a screen, takes the ball, and this is a big shot. Look at this with a couple minutes to go. How does he make this look? This is a 7'1", 7'2" center. Look at this, man. The pump fake, he jabs, he drives, he sees, he feels the double coming, and he hits Shake Milton. Just an absolutely great play. And with him playing like this, you always have a chance every single night. It was a masterful performance, and the way he's been playing these last couple, who knows what he can do. It seems he keeps getting better. He's adding to his game. And when he's locked in, man, there's nobody on that level. Nobody on that level. He had that look in the fourth quarter, and he led. But that's pretty much the game. It's a big win for the Sixers, and you got through. And now you've won 3 in a row. You have the Timberwolves tonight, so a quick turnaround, and it is going to be tough. The Timberwolves haven't really been in a rhythm lately, but no Tyrese Maxey, most likely. Who knows about Tobias Harris? Harden's obviously out, so Embiid's going to have to play a lot of minutes, and he's going to have to do a lot again. Other guys will need to step up. I do give Doc credit for last night because, we literally didn't even have point guards at the end of the game other than Milton and Melton. There was literally nobody. The lineups we had to run out, it was crazy. But we found a way to get it done, and that's what good teams do. And maybe this is one of the games that can kind of right that ship, and now you're a game above 500. If you can somehow try to find a way to beat the Timberwolves tonight, and then you got the Nets. If you could win these next 2 and go to 10-7, it would be huge. But man, just what a game, what a performance. The building going crazy, and it's nice to finally beat Giannis and the Bucks again in our building and send them off the court. We got a lot more to say about that, but real quick, shout out to John Clark posting the update here on Twitter. I was waiting all morning to see if we could get an update on Maxey, and it'll probably come out while I'm recording this, so before you don't watch the whole video, if there is an update, just let us know down in the comments. But this is all we have so far. Maxey is in a walking boot after the left foot injury last night. I don't know if he will be good right away. Sounds like Maxey could miss a few games, maybe even more. Here's the play again, where he steps on the foot of Javon Carter and kind of rolls that ankle. It's disappointing. Like I said, this was such a weird type of game. Like, usually you wouldn't see Maxey even go out of a game. A lot of uncharacteristic things, but sometimes that happens, and it just sucks because he had 24 in the first half, and he was rolling, man. He was really getting going, and it was nice to see against a good defense like the Bucks, who are the best in the league, and it sucks he was not able to finish this game. But we hope Maxey's all right. More important than this game last night is the long-term health of guys like Tyrese Maxey, so we hope he can muscle through. All right, the last portion we have to talk about is the whole chaos that ensued post-game. So, I was trying to keep up with everything, and there were so many little pieces and things being put out, but finally, right before I got on here, shout out to Rob Perez for posting a compilation of everything that happened last night. So, I'll give a little summation, we'll watch all the clips, and then I will give my opinion on everything. But essentially, post-game, Giannis was trying to shoot free throws because, let's be honest, if he makes even half of the free throws that he missed, he went, 4 for 17, I think it was? Was it 4 for 16, 17? 4 for 15. 4 for 15 at the line. If he makes a couple of those free throws, his team probably wins the game, and he was awful. He had a case of the Ben Simmons at the free throw line. He had a case of the old Giannis, and he could not hit anything, but he was trying to practice post-game. Obviously, he's in the opposing arena, and Montrezl Harrell didn't like it, and they got into it, and then Giannis got into it with the staff that was trying to, adjust the courts and everything, and it was just crazy because essentially tonight is a City Edition game again, so they had to, change up the court and stuff, but they were trying to work on that. Giannis throws a ladder. We'll watch all the clips, but they're calling it laddergate. What a crazy thing to happen here. But anyway, it starts off with this Giannis shooting free throws. He's putting in some extra work because, again, he stunk at the line. And he's putting in free throws. And then Giannis again shooting. Still just working on his game. A lot of people are leaving the stadium. And then here's where it gets serious. So Giannis shooting, and Trez is going to take the basketball away from him. First and foremost, I love Montrezl Harrell. I love Montrez. I don't care what anybody says. He's a dog. This is the type of person he is. Get off my court. Get off my court. Go home and practice. Go to the local YMCA for crying out loud. Take your butt and get home. You just lost. Get off the floor. That's what Montrezl Harrell essentially says. So he takes his basketball away, like we're at the street park or something, and now he's chirping. Now he's chirping. And essentially what he told him was, this isn't Milwaukee. Get that out of here. Go home. Get out of here. And Giannis is chirping back at him. Giannis is like, give me my basketball back, bro. He's like, give me my basketball back, bro. And Trez took it away. So they're chirping, and then the Sixers assistant coach comes over and he's talking. And now we have another clip from another angle. And this is what I learned from this new compilation video. Once again, shout out to Rob here on Twitter. He's a savior. This is actually the funniest part to me, which I didn't know till a couple minutes ago. But Trez actually took his ball and went down the other end of the floor and started shooting with it. I love Montrezl Harrell, man. He is, I really hope he continues to stay here. This guy is awesome, man. He doesn't care if you're a two-time MVP, a world champion. He said, get out of here, bro. Give me that ball. I'm going to take it, go down the other end and shoot. Now Giannis is pissed. Giannis is like, bro, what's going on? How's this guy going to be able to shoot? Obviously, I'm on the road, but, I'm just trying to practice my free throw. Look at Trez. He took both of his basketballs and starts popping some shots over here. And Giannis is pissed. Now he's like, I'm going to go get another set of basketballs and come back on the court and start shooting free throws again. So Giannis enters the tunnel. He's pissed. And here he comes. Here he comes. He's got more basketballs. He's going back. But there's a twist. Trez is still out there shooting. What Giannis doesn't know is that between the time he left and came back, the crew, all right, bunch of older guys who probably have families to get home to and kids to feed and people to talk to, they're trying to get out of there. They're trying to do their job. So they're putting up the ladder to try to, take the cameras off and adjust the court and all that. And they're already in the process of that. So Giannis is coming back down. He wants to shoot. And Giannis is pissed. He says, yo, get out of here. And he's going to take the ladder and try to shove it. And this crew guy, shout out to him. He's standing his ground. He's standing his ground. He says, bro, get out of here, Giannis. All right, I'm just here to do my job and get paid and go home. So Giannis is going to come back. And he says, what? And he tries to throw the ladder and look, boom. And it falls, thunderstorm. They put it back up and Giannis just goes back to shooting free throws. So essentially that's what happens. And then gets even crazier. So now Trez is chirping.
Guys, let's go with the pitchers. Hurry up, please.
So Trez is chirping. He's just going at Giannis again, like, get out of here. Get that stuff out of here. This is Philadelphia, man. Go back on your own court. And now Trez is not having it with any of the Antetokounmpos. Now you got Thanasis, and he's chirping. And I'm not going to repeat what he said, but you can hear for yourself.
I'm one of them. You can try. Try to find out. My boy. Try to find out. You got me fucked up. Beat your ass in here, bro.
Oh my, I love Trez, man. I love Trez. I love him, man. He is a dog. He doesn't care who you are. Get out of here. And essentially that is what happened. That is the summation of the chaos of laddergate that ensued post-game. And then Giannis was asked about it, and he says, quote, I don't know if I should apologize because I don't feel like I did anything wrong except the ladder just fell. Now, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. I don't feel like I did anything wrong. I was driving a car and I just hit the other person. The car just ran into the other person. Come on now. Come on, Giannis. He says, I feel like it's my right for me to work on my skills after a horrible night at the free throw line. Yeah, maybe in your home court. But anyway, what I believe happened or should have happened is Giannis should have apologized, moved on. There should be ramifications in my opinion, and he should get fined. Who knows if he will? But essentially that's where we're at. And here's my opinion on the situation. Was Giannis or Trez in the right here? Probably not. Now, I do enjoy the fact that Trez is willing to stand up for his own team and organization. And, he sees a guy, obviously the crew, trying to move the ladder, and he wasn't having it. So he was chirping and all this stuff. Was Trez in the right? Probably not. But that's just who he is. That's his personality. He's a dog. And he, this is why we brought guys in like this, like to bring that Philly toughness. But he wasn't in the right for, like saying the things that he did. Now, in terms of Giannis's case, and look, we go live every game, and be sure to come out. It's a lot of fun. We were watching all this in real time. I didn't know about this till after when it happened, but I talked last night on the live about how I feel a garnered respect for Giannis more and more over the years. Like I used to really not like him based off of his antics, but seeing his journey, how he became a champion, I had more respect for him. What I will say last night is that he acted completely childish and immature. Look. You're on the road. You're not in your own building. If we're trying to, do our thing and clean up the court and get going, you should have just left, bro. You should have just left it. I mean, you were terrible at the line. I get it. You're trying to work on your game. That's the competitor. But when you look at that video where he pushes over the ladder, there were actually people in the vicinity. There was even a little kid starting to walk up to the court a little bit. That could have been dangerous. And he didn't really take any accountability. I think he should have just apologized. And there's been a lot of back and forth before, sitting on the court and all these little antics and talking and stuff to the crowd. And it's just a part of the game. But, you didn't have to do that to a simple, basic man who's just trying to do his job, trying to fix the court up so he can go home. I mean, what is it, 10, 11 at night? He's probably been there for 5-6 hours. You just don't do that on the road. And I thought it was immature of Giannis. And again, I respect him as a competitor, but you got to be better than that, man. You got to be better than that. Not that it's a similar situation by any means, but earlier this year in the NFL with the Raiders, Devontae Adams was walking off the field and he pushed a camera guy who kind of went in his way. There's just things you don't do, man. I get it. You're a celebrity. You're one of the best players in the league. I get that, but you got to treat everybody with respect, man. And there was no need to like cause a scene for the guy who's just trying to do his job. Now, maybe with Trez, you guys are chirping fine. But yeah, you shouldn't have done that, Giannis. You should have just left. You should have shot better at the free throw line, all right? Because you stunk. Maybe your team would have had a better chance if you didn't. I was very happy with the fact that Paul Reed locked him up at one point in the third quarter. It felt like that was when the tide changed because the Bucks were hitting a lot of shots early on. But once Paul Reed came in and kind of put a little clamp on Giannis and Embiid was guarding him one-on-one, I mean, the Sixers just took over. I don't want this to take away from the fact that this was a massive game for the Sixers and a big win. But this is definitely one you'll remember now because of these antics and stuff. But yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, we're in Philadelphia. Giannis, yeah, I mean, there was no need for that. And you should have apologized. You didn't. So now Philly is going to remember that the next time you come. And by the way, Giannis, I mean, thank you for the free Chick-fil-A for all the people that were in the stands. Not only did he airball, I mean, he airballed a couple times, and he just kept missing free throws. He missed the first two, and then he missed the next two in airballs, and then there was a lane violation that he misses again. So all the people should be happy that Giannis got him some free food. In fact, they should have gave him some free fries or a free lemonade or something because this man just kept missing. He kept missing. But at the end of the day, interesting game, interesting turn of events, but that should not take away from the fact that the Sixers dominated. And, again, a lot of antics, a lot of drama, a lot of storylines. Don't let that take over and look over the fact that the Sixers played really inspired basketball and they stayed together and they stayed tough and tight at the end. And Joel Embiid is just on a massive tear right now. It's a beautiful thing to see. He's hitting from anywhere. It doesn't matter. So Sixers get a big dub. Now there's a quick turnaround. They got to win tonight, man, against the Timberwolves. That would be huge. 4-game win streak going in against the Nets on Tuesday. We'll see if they can get it done. Hopefully Maxey is okay. and we'll see how it all plays out. I know this is a long one, but hey, a lot to cover. That's my job, to break it all down. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. As always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. And like always, I will catch you on the next one, man. Peace.